Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I feel like I made a fool of myself. For those of you who don't know, my ratings, you can kind of see some of them on screen, are not very high. But one of them that was very high was my puzzle rating. I peaked at 2700 and I was about 2500. That is until what you can see on screen. Chess.com stole my puzzle rating. They didn't really. They have issued a puzzle rating update and it's actually quite big. If we click on the learn more, hopefully this doesn't break the screen. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Yes, I didn't break the screen. New puzzle ratings, difficult settings, and more consistent experience. Basically, chess.com have changed how their puzzles work because everybody, and I mean everybody, I hope you heard that, had an inflated puzzle rating. So they've adjusted the ratings, not just adjusted them, they have come up with a completely new rating system. And they've recalibrated every single player from every single puzzle that they did. 17, I think they say billion puzzles that you and I and everybody else have attempted. And they've reworked all of our ratings. So, there's the new puzzle rating. So most of us would have been very high, with a rating of like 3,300 and a rapid of like 1969. Not too different to what I had. I was slightly less on the puzzles. But now it's been adjusted to be more in line with your rapid and your blitz and your bullet, all those other type of ratings. Part of the reason is that the old rating system was too generous. Historically, we have added features to make puzzles fun and rewarding experiences, such as a minimum 5-point rating gain for each solved puzzle, partial credit, and stuff like that. So that basically, the new puzzle system behaves much more like blitz and rapid ratings. In fact, you'll notice your new puzzle rating is now much closer to those other ratings. So that's basically what they've done. More consistent difficulty. So some of their other puzzles were apparently too hard. But you were still getting if you got partial credit. I think partial credit is gone, but I read this and I can't be sure. But they're also going to have 3 difficulties. And also, the puzzles that you're facing are going to be more in line with your rating. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, 17 billion, there it is. That they had to re-rate both members and puzzles using the new algorithm. Some of the puzzles that were really difficult, they're going to be pushed up. Some of the puzzles are really easy, they're going to be pushed lower. And you're always going to be facing puzzles that in theory you should solve most of the time. And then they've obviously got this new difficulty setting. So you've got the standard, which is when you will face puzzles that you should solve most of the time. You will have hard, which will be obviously slightly more difficult. And then you will have extra hard. And of course, because it's chess.com, they might come up with an extreme option. Don't know why. But it's just something that they might do. You might be asking, Matthew, how did you make a fool of yourself? So, these are the changes. I think they're very exciting. How I made a fool of myself was, I didn't know this. I didn't see this article, and I didn't see that they posted it on Twitter. So I went in to check all my stats, and I went to look at my puzzle rating. Where is it? Where's my puzzle rating? 1 or 2 puzzles. Puzzles, there it is. Not available. Okay, 1888. Where's the graph? Where's the graph? There it is. And I saw this. I was like, my puzzles were really high. You could see it was 2547. 2500. I was working really hard on my puzzles lately. And that was on the 9th of October, I believe. On the 10th of October, it was 1859. 700 points gone. To be fair, I reached out on Twitter. You can go follow me on Twitter if you want to go see the tweet. I said sorry because I was using the app at the time. I didn't have access to my laptop, so I couldn't go on the website. I mean, I could have, but we went on the app because the app is meant to be really helpful. An app review coming quite soon. Hope you didn't hear that outside. Anyway, I reached out on Twitter. And I got a response, which is the article we just read, and I felt like a fool. So chess.com has changed how the puzzles work. I would do puzzles, but I've already done my puzzles for today. You can see here, October the 14th, which is when I'm recording this. I went +3, +4, +3. But look at the puzzle ratings, right? So my rating was 1880, the puzzle rating 1669, 1692, 1651. And I was wondering lately why I've been getting such low rated puzzles. Because, sometimes if you've got a really high rated puzzle, you could gain like 20 rating points. That's not happening. Look at these. All correct. October 10th to October 14th. Not to pat myself on the back. I'm really good at puzzles lately. All correct. And the highest rating I've gained is like +4. Because look at the puzzles. 1537, 1584, 1593. The hardest puzzle was like 1669, 1676. Yeah, 1670 was about the hardest. Okay, there's 1692. Also, I'm crushing the times as well. But, and then the last time I got one wrong, 1613, I lost 12 rating points. So it's more in line with the points you would expect to get in a Blitz game. So imagine if I booted up a Blitz game and I'm 1846 and I'm playing a 1584, right? Yeah? You would expect to gain about 2 rating points. I gained 2 puzzle points. And I think that's how the system works. I might be misrepresenting it. I hope I'm not. But that seems to be how the new system is going to work. Of course, the article is there on chess.com and on Twitter. If you go to chess.com support on Twitter, they also have it there. So I imagine a lot of you might see this, which made me mad, not gonna lie. Puzzle rating was really nice because if we go to my other ratings, they weren't as high as 2500, Daily's 1408, Blitz is down a little bit to 1642, Bullet's up actually quite high, 1570, that's highest it's been for a while. Rapids is still around 2000, 1976. Live 960 is 1422, lost 142 points. Bughouse hasn't really changed because I don't play Bughouse much. So yeah, that is chess.com's new puzzle system if you use the puzzles on chess.com. I obviously only do the 3 a day because I don't have the diamond, but I might get the diamond to do a 7 days of thing. If you'd like to see that, please let me know down in the comments below. Just a quick update. I hope that all makes sense to you. Puzzles have changed. Puzzle ratings have changed. I don't know how I feel about it. It was really nice to have that really, really high puzzle rating, but that was more of an ego thing. I think this makes a lot more sense in terms of it accurately reflects your strength, and that's always what we want in a rating system, even if it's just puzzles. Cheers.